Your morning starts now. It's the Q102 Jeff and Jenn podcast brought to you by CVG Airport. Fly healthy through CVG. For more information, go to CVG Airport /fly healthy.
Amanda is looking for a second date update today with a guy named Kevin. Hi, Amanda. How are you?
Hi. Doing okay. How are you?
Doing all right. Thanks for asking. You want to tell us about Kevin? Give us the background info on him. We'll go from there.
Yeah, sure. So I met him at a party. A bunch of friends of mine got together for the Thursday night Bengals game. And he was a friend of a friend, and we started talking, and we totally hit it off. I mean, I told him that I was single and I wanted to date him. And at first he was kind of startled.
Are you usually this forward, or were you just feeling bold in that moment after having a couple of beers?
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely am a woman who knows what she wants. And he definitely did not see that coming.
Great.
It was funny. It was a cute moment.
That's cute.
Yeah, so I thought that maybe he was involved, so I asked him, and he said that he and his girlfriend broke up a couple months ago, and he's just been dating around, which means, sleeping around, but whatever. So, let's be honest.
That's fine, right?
Yeah. So I asked him if he wanted to go out to dinner the next night, and he was like, yeah, sure. So I picked him up at his place, and we went to P.F. Chang's and had a delicious meal and lots of conversation. And I insisted on paying since it was my idea. And he fought me a little on that. But then after, I told him that if I paid, he would owe me. And I said it with this little grin, and he totally picked up on that.
So being a little, what's the word? Not seductive. There's another
Flirty.
coy.
Flirtatiously coy.
Yeah, there you go. So when we got back to his place, I went in and I stayed for a few hours, and everything went, really well there. No complaints at all. And then overall, the entire night was just spectacular. It's really the best date I've had in a really long time. And when I left his place, I told him that I would talk to him that weekend, and he said, great. And then I haven't been able to reach him. I texted him a few times, and I called once. And, I'm just a little annoyed. And I'm tempted to drive by his place to see what's up. And honestly, I will do that if he doesn't answer your call. So, let's hope he answers, because I really don't want to have to go to those extremes.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Yeah, we don't want you doing that either.
Yeah,
I think it's probably best if we can avoid that kind of situation.
Well, let's rewind a little bit. When he said great, let's try to set the scene here, because you're saying goodbye. You're saying let's talk this weekend. He says great. What overall vibe were you getting from him? Was he disconnected? Did he seem like he was sincere?
Okay, so he wasn't overly enthusiastic, but he definitely was eye contact with me and smiling, and it read like it was a good idea. It seemed like he was into it.
So if he was faking it, he did a great job.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Otherwise, you have no reason to suspect that he was faking it. It seems sincere to you in the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty much the best date I've had in a really long time, and I felt like we both had a really good time. So we had really good banter. It was, it worked really well. So I want to know what's going on. If you don't want to see me, have the balls to text me, or text me back.
Yeah, because you're a very direct person, aren't you?
Yeah, tell me what's up.
Tell me what's up, and I'll tell you what's up.
Right, just tell me.
Okay. Anything else you think we need to know?
Those are the main points that stick out to me. So
sounds good. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll call Kevin and see what his deal is. We're going to confront him live on the radio, Amanda, or you're going to confront him. Well, we'll start off there. We'll try to soften him up a little bit.
We're just going to question.
We're going to have an honest conversation.
Going to meet up.
That's right.
Okay.
First, we got to get him to open up.
Right.
So we'll do that next. A second date update continues next on Cincinnati's Q102. All right, Amanda is a woman who knows what she wants, and she's very direct about it. She met Kevin at a party. We're watching Thursday Night Football. Kevin is a friend of a friend, and she just flat out said to him, I want to date you. So she asked him out to dinner. He said yes. She picked him up.
She paid.
Yes, she did, and made it very clear that since she was paying, she had expectations.
That's so funny. And then they went back to his place, and that went great. And then as she's heading out, She said, let's reconnect and talk this weekend. And he said, great. And everything seemed fine. It seemed genuine, seemed sincere. Everybody seemed happy. And then after numerous attempts to get a hold of him again, he's gone radio silent. And I get that Amanda's pissed because Amanda putting herself out there and being as direct as she was, she expects the same from other people. It's a show of respect, right, Amanda?
100%.
Yeah. So I understand why you're a little annoyed with Kevin. It's like, look, if you don't want to go out with me, just say so, right?
Right.
We're all grown-ups here.
Let's have an honest conversation.
Yes.
Which is why we're going to call Kevin right now and see what he has to say. Since he's not answering her calls, maybe he'll answer a call from us. Mm-hmm. Maybe the curiosity will get to him.
Hello?
Hi, Kevin. How are you, man?
I'm doing fine. Who's this?
It's Jeff and Jenn, Q102.
Hi.
I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit confused. Did I win something?
You know what? We would love to actually send you to dinner if everything falls into place. But first, I just want to ask you if you've been extra busy lately, if you had a lot going on, were you out of town?
No, nothing really. Just, regular work and stuff. Pretty easy going. Not too bad.
Okay. Because your friend Amanda was trying to get a hold of you, who you met at the party.
No, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Did your phone break?
No, my phone did not break. Sorry.
Okay, because, Amanda, I mean, she seems very nice. She asked you out. She took you to dinner. Sounds like you guys had a lovely evening. And she remembers it. It was left that you guys would at least talk that following weekend. But you went pretty quiet, bud. What's going on?
Yeah, I did. I kind of ghosted. I'm not proud of it, especially because we did have a nice time, and I left probably with her feeling pretty good. But she is a real take charge kind of girl, which I'm totally okay with. I got no issues with that. And honestly, we had a really good time. But, when you're on a first date and you start to loosen up and you're, revealing a little bit about yourself as you go, there's just one thing that I'm really not comfortable with that she told me, and it's just kind of been sitting wrong with me ever since.
Well, when did that hit you? Like during the date or after the fact?
It was after we were at my place hanging out and, having fun and all that stuff. And, she mentioned to me that she has an OnlyFans page, which a lot of girls do, and I'm not judging it, and she said that she makes a lot of money with it. And so I asked her, what kind of things she does on her page. And she was like strangely vague about it. Like she said, it wasn't anything filthy, that it was actually really funny. Which
funny, but weird. Not filthy.
Yes, that's exactly what she said. She said it wasn't anything
for the
filthy.
benefit of people who are listening that don't know what an OnlyFans page is, Tim, you want to give
Tim's
a brief
the expert.
description?
Think of it, it's a social media platform, but think of it like HBO. You can't see it unless you pay the membership.
It's a subscription service.
So, and the person who has, like, this woman that he's, talking about, she can set the price and hey, it's this much per month, it's this much for 3 months, it's this much for a year, and you enter your credit card, and once you run the card, you can see what she's posting.
You have
and
access.
Most people are posting what kind of content
The
on this site?
majority of the OnlyFans stuff is adult content. Not all of it.
Some kind.
Not all of it, but most of it.
But according to you, Kevin, when you talked to her about it, she said her content is not filthy, it's funny.
Yes, and she said, she could not believe so many people would actually pay to watch her do the things that she does.
I'm dying to hear what she does.
Well, remember we had that story in the news, maybe a year ago, of the lady that rolled around like a cat.
Remember? And she meowed.
She was meowing like a cat.
Rub up
Was that on
things.
OnlyFans?
Yeah, that was an OnlyFans thing. Yeah.
And I mean, she was fully clothed
She was
when
just
she
doing
did
it in a park. Yeah.
It was just kind of, different. And people paid a lot of it. She was making millions.
Okay, so what's her thing?
Well, she told me that if I was lucky, maybe someday she'd show me.
Yeah.
So she went home that night because I didn't want to pry. I didn't want to invade her privacy or anything like that. So the day after our date, I called up our mutual friend and I asked him if he knew anything about what she does. and he knew all about it because he's actually one of her subscribers. So I went over to his place, and he showed me. She does things with Jell-O.
Like Jell-O wrestling?
No, it's just her. It's her by herself, but she has Jell-O in her mouth and other places, like all the places. So it was very interesting, and I have to admit, I was mesmerized by it. But all I could think is like, why? Why would you do something like this? I mean, it's a little weird, and like, how do you even come up with the idea to do those kind of things with Jell-O? I mean, it's food. It's you by yourself with a dessert, you know? So it was just really strange. It was a little off-putting, so I kind of tucked tail and ran.
So it's more, it was definitely of a sexual nature as opposed to, just putting Jell-O on the counter and flicking it around?
It starts off with putting Jell-O on the counter and flicking it around, but it gets pretty intimate pretty quickly.
Okay.
So people are clearly getting off on this.
I'm going to guess so. She said she's making a lot of money on it, and I mean, that's good for her. I'm not judging. It just kind of creeps me out a little.
Okay. Well, Kevin, we have her on the line. Amanda?
Yeah, I'm actually shocked that you didn't like what you saw, because you totally seem like the kind of guy who would totally be into that. I mean, like, why not Jell-O? It's like, it's cool, it's smooth, it's slippery. It's like, the texture is amazing for all things I do with it. And I don't know. I just didn't think you'd be so judgy and go behind my back. Maybe you wouldn't be judgy if you actually knew the dollar amount I was making every month.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I wouldn't. So how much do you make?
No, I'm not going to be telling you that. Sorry. You're lost.
Enough to take you out on a date and pay.
Insist upon it. Yeah, where did you get the idea for Jell-O? I mean, I don't.
All things.
I know. Well, I don't
You
eat
know someone
Jell-O
who's into
very
Jell-O?
often. No, I mean, I don't eat it very often. I've had some in the house from when I was sick, I think. But I was that kid that loved, put it in the mouth and swish it around, and it is kind of, you'd suck it in and spit it back out. Didn't you guys play with Jell-O?
Yeah, but you didn't do like sexual pornographic.
Well,
weird
I
things.
never had the thought.
That's funny.
See, I'm the opposite. I don't like anything to do with Jell-O. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way it looks. My grandma used to put broccoli in the green Jell-O as something
in
healthy
Jell-O?
to eat.
That's
Watch
twisted.
it jiggle, see it wiggle.
There you go.
And
Of
if
course,
you-
he knows the jingle.
So, Amanda, what inspired you to follow the path of Jell-O? You know someone that's got a Jell-O fetish, and you realize there was an entire community out there, and maybe thought, hey, no one else is doing it. I could probably make some money at this.
Yeah, so I had dated a guy for a while who we had kind of gotten fun and kinky and experimented with food and stuff, and we started having some fun with Jell-O, and he got really into it, and obviously we fizzled out, and that's not with him anymore. But a friend of mine was doing OnlyFans, and she showed me how I could be making money doing it, and I thought, okay, well, if he was into that, then I'm sure there's like other people that are into it. And there was more stuff like that on OnlyFans. So I just started doing it. And the next thing I knew, I was like, wow, this is great.
This is stupid money. This is easy money.
Yeah, it is.
Damn.
And it's fun.
Can you give Jeff a free membership? Do you have a discount code or anything?
I actually do. You can email me and I'll give it to you.
You got it. All right. Well, Kevin, it doesn't sound like you're in, though. I don't know if this makes it sound any more or less palatable to you. Or are we past
Man,
that
I
point?
wish he had brought up like us playing together with Jell-O, but like it's like once you see something and you can't unsee it, and seeing her, just seeing what I saw on her page is just, again, I'm sorry she feels I'm being judgy, but it's just not my thing.
All right.
Okay.
You're lost, man.
Sorry.
Yeah. Kevin, we appreciate you taking the call, and Amanda, continued success to you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks
guys.
for your help.
Yeah, good luck.
Thanks for listening to the Q102 Jeff and Jen Morning Show Podcast, brought to you by CVG Airport. Fly healthy through